pointing cameras and things change and conversations are kind of the same as you're trying to make a point or not make a point or sound good or...
Yeah, well, you remember the purpose of why you're doing it. And, like, I've seen the benefits of the video, like the whatever, however self-edifying it is, like the documentary that Andrew made, well, Andrew and David made, and it's like a lot of people have learned a lot through the video.
So what are your next steps? Like, what's going to happen at your brother's place? Are you actually on a...
My uncle's place.
Your uncle's place. Are you actually on a campaign in any way to change the system as it is?
The root of my dancing with the crown is exactly that. It's not necessarily about a campaign or about a cause. It's about, well, it started off about this force being really mean and not letting me sleep, and so I took issue on a personal level because, well, I have an inkling of what innocent presumption is, and I knew it wasn't happening to me. So I called them on it, and then it just happened to also be a very fundamentally important issue as well, that there was a grand injustice that's hundreds, if not thousands, if not forever old. Yeah, and then suddenly you find that you have a very large purpose in front of you, and then you have to deal with that. And you deal with that by accepting that if, you know, a world of trust where food grows on trees is going to take 1,000 years, then it's going to take 1,000 years. And when you accept that and don't stress about it, then sometimes it doesn't take 1,000 years.
It's just the stress that actually creates 1,000 years that could happen right now if we all just sort of dreamed it together.
Exactly. And so it's really good. It's really, really good. It's not about creating anything new. It's not about forcing ourselves into an inspiration so we can cure the disharmony in the world. It's about accepting that disharmony is only an illusion perception, and that there's absolutely, you can't escape the grand harmony ever. And that's why the devil hates God. And that's why God loves the devil. It's that the devil keeps trying to be separate from the God part, when in fact the devil is just the part of God that keeps on reaching out to find something that isn't God, but never can, because there isn't anything that isn't God. And so, you know, you can't escape the esoteric.
But what about, like, what I find with, let's say, people who see the devil as, you know, an adversary, and, you know, that adversary is actively after them in a sense. By your definition, is that true, or is that, I mean, there just seems to, people need an understanding as to the relationship between devil and God, in a sense.
Yeah.
I mean, do you transcend that when you do see the unity of everything, and that the devil, or whatever you call the devil, is just a projection of your own mind, interpreting reality as some sort of good-bad, when it's just what it is?
Right.
Is that...
well, it's like the transcendent point. That's the bright one that's ultimately always the hardest to describe, because it's the one that everyone's searching for, and the one that everyone has to give up everything to find. And so it's hard to see even when it's right in front of you sometimes. But there's, you know, multiple little things that can give reference to it, like the idea of, you know, there is no good and evil, there only just is what is. But then you could say that once you accept that everything that is, us being what we are, don't have to be afraid anymore or have anger, because we know that everything that is must be, obviously, because it is.
It is.
And so we don't have to rage. It's like, we are love. And so we can quantify and objectify all we want, but ultimately, if you're alive and you're describing life, it's always autobiographical. It's like, yeah, every scientific observation has a bit of poetry in it. Yeah, and so however, if this makes sense or not, what can we do to change the world?
What was